Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch some comedy here. Comedy with sizzle called SPLITZ. Let's check it out.
Through these gates,
Our movie starts out
these are the gates of knowledge. They may lead
at
to
Hooter
virtue
College.
or vice, to happiness or misery, to success or failure.
You got so much to do and no time to play. You're such a busy boy running around. You're such a busy boy, can't sit down. You're such
There's a guy named Chuck who manages bands. There's a guy named Tweeter here.
I got a bootleg tape in here of the Strawberry Alarm Clock jamming with Jerry Bell.
Here's the band he manages. It's called the SPLITZ.
you, my love, are diamonds to me. You, my love, have held back that special thing that makes loving so real.
What are you doing?
Here's a brute named Warwick.
She refuses to go to the World Series with me, and I got tickets.
Well, don't take it personally. I mean, you know, maybe Susie doesn't like baseball, but if you want someone to go with you,
Drink around here, will you?
So this girl named Gina, this is her dad, a former mafia guy,
Give me a drink.
who still has a couple of mafia holdouts with him.
And you? What girly magazine you?
This movie takes place on a college campus, and here's Dean Hunter. She doesn't like a particular sorority. I don't think she likes much of anything. And here we have a race between some rival
My favorite
sororities.
loss that afternoon was a cruel defeat for the underdogs, and a prophetic foreshadowing of what was to come for me and the SPLITZ.
The lead singer,
Manager.
Gina,
Manager?
brings Chuck over to her house.
What's your percentage?
Boy, I'm starved. Can we eat first?
In your past,
These two want to know why she hates the Phi Beta sorority so much.
like an unhealed scar.
No.
It's just another example of senseless, random violence.
Hello, Pam.
Whichever sorority loses 2 out of 3
Phi Beta General Hospital to find out what physical torment is really like.
has their house torn down.
Inside scoop on suffering. Can we come in a little tighter on this broken arm?
They lost the
Excuse
first
me, miss,
event.
would you tell our viewers?
Comedian Donna Irera,
I don't like a queen, nothing like that. I like to look at
one of the mafia guys' family.
No. I'm a nice looking guy, right? I'm good looking. I'm handsome, ain't I?
If we could get something on her, something that she wouldn't want spread around,
The dean.
then we could win.
You mean like the fact that her husband's a pervert?
Pervert.
Well, yeah, he's our family dentist. He asked me if I wanted gas and told me to open wide. So, my mother had the toothache. He's
So they're going to blackmail the dean by going after her husband, the dentist, making him dress up like a woman, and taking pictures, which she seems perfectly willing to do.
See Harvey's publicity shots. Just let us name the rules for the next 2 games. Then we'll send you the kinky ones.
It's going to work, too. The wrestling match happens, and they, the rules were that they forced the other team to have to wrestle in a bra and panties. Which results in her top coming off and an easy pin. So it's now tied 1-1. Here's the 80s music video sequence.
baby,
It's
basketball.
strip basketball.
Very simple. You make a basket, we take something off. We make a basket, you take something off.
You're crazy. Listen, Steve. You're not getting us involved in...
So to ensure they win, the Delta Phi's, the bad girls, tie up the best player, Joan, from the other team and lock her in that closet room. With Joan still trapped, the Phi Betas are not doing too well. Eventually, Joan escapes. And she immediately makes an impact. And as time expires, the nerdy girl makes the final basket, which marks the win. Even though they won,
Wait a minute.
the dean has other ideas.
Kick the girls out like that.
Oh, really? What makes you think you're excluded?
You're shitting me. But Chuck's got his full scholarship.
They're kicking them all out.
Jesus.
Club genius band. Consider.
So, these mafia guys,
We know the guy. Who knows the guy who owns the palace?
are going to help.
The biggest club in town.
Their master plan also involves
Tempting.
hypnotizing Dean Hunter.
You're a sitting duck, Deanie.
Yeah, let me see. When you hear the words, I gotta take a leak, you will fall into a deep trance, all right? I gotta take a leak. But I love you.
The guys do get the palace for the
What do you
splits.
think? We get the palace.
Say no more.
Get the contract. Okay.
Warwick is in love.
Hey, you know, you already got one hell of a layup. I think if we work on your jump shot, you could be a pro. Really, really. Seriously.
The dean is speaking. They got her to speak at this
I
event.
gotta take a leak.
Support from...
And while hypnotized in a trance, they get her to do this. And then the splits perform. And they get a big contract. Was the sorority saved though? I have no idea. Never explained.
SPLITZ. That's fine.
I guess I should have known from the beginning. It was going to be one of those days.
All right. Let's talk about this movie here called Splits. This is a movie that I actually had taped on a VHS tape in the late 80s, early 90s. It had a unique videotape box. It was actually sideways. This girl who's doing the splits on here was doing the splits, but for the full thing, full lengthwise ways of the box. So you had to look at the box like this to see and read the title. I have that tape actually in my collection, but now I got the DVD. Found out that the Code Red had released this DVD, and it was very, very pricey. I looked it up a few months ago. It was like $80 or something. Why this would be $80, I don't know, but these Code Red titles just go out of print, and then they're just sought after by everybody. For some reason, Code Red gets a lot of abuse from some fans, and I don't know why, because they put out great stuff, and everybody seems to want it, like me. So anyway, they had a sale maybe about a month ago or so, and I tried to get it because it was like $8 or something like that, but it was sold out, damn it. Yeah, it was a special sale. They were like reissuing some of the previously releases that were no longer available. But anyway, shortly thereafter, I found it on eBay for about, I think it was like $18 or so. So I figured I better jump on it, knowing that it could be really expensive at some point down the road. And I wanted a movie, so I got it for a pretty reasonable price, I thought. So anyway, the movie itself, well, it's actually not a bad flick. It came out in 1982, and it was directed by this guy named Dominic, or something like that. Dominic, I'm losing it here. Dominic Paris. There's an interview with him on this, like a 25-minute interview, which is kind of cool. He directed this. It's kind of like your basic early 80s, mid-80s teen sex comedy. There's nudity in this movie, hijinks, just, in the vein of like Porky's and Screwballs and Loose Shoes and garbage like that came out back then. This one, it just kind of is not very well known, though. Apparently it came out in 82, or maybe it was shelved for a couple years and reissued in 84, came out on video in 85. Just really never heard of this. Never came on cable that I'm aware of. Maybe it's because there's a cast of nobody in this movie. None of these people I'd ever heard of before. They've done a few other things. Obviously, Dom Irrera, he's a comedian. We all know him. But other than that, pretty much nobody else is in this film. I read online somewhere that the movie was actually rated PG-13. I'm not sure if that's correct, because the movie was actually filmed before the PG-13 rating, although maybe it was reissued with that rating. I don't know, but there is nudity in this movie. Several topless scenes, actually, including a shower scene where you actually can see full frontal at one brief spot, too. So, I don't know. So, there you go. But anyway, the movie itself, I thought it was kind of fun. It's silly. It's just a ridiculous plot, but it was just kind of fun. And I enjoyed it. I think it's a movie that, if you're a fan of this type of genre, you'll like this one. Again, a pointless film, but a fun film. So, I don't know what else I can tell you about it. It's pretty cool. So the women are decent looking. There's a strip basketball game, very similar to the strip football game in Hots. But here we have strip basketball, and of course the ladies in squeeze play. That wasn't quite a strip baseball, but whatever the case is, there should always be strip sports involving females, right? So anyway, check this movie out. It's called SPLITZ with a Z. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. We will discuss it. It's called SPLITZ. Check it out. Bye.